in the thalamus, yes or no? Okay, and the second synapse in the thalamus, yes or no? Yes, okay. And finally, the fiber of the thalamus fiber or the thalamus cell is passing up and it is going to the markers where the receiving neuron is modular. Okay, all right. Is it a 3-order neuron pathway? Yes or no? All right. Does it have 2 synapses? 2 synapses or 3 synapses? Well, this is finally, this is not considered as the final synapse because it is now connecting to the markers. Okay, you are right. I cannot say wrong when you are saying it. Okay, it's right actually, because this is also a synapse, but actually this is the termination of the fiber, so we don't consider that. It is like connected. Now you see how many neurons, because in other words, if you consider other possibility, neuron awwal maujood here. This is neuron number 2. This is neuron number 3, and you will say, oh, this is also a neuron. This is the neuron of the markers. It should be number 4. But we don't consider that number 4 actually, because that is the receiving part, or that is the markers. Okay, so leave that. If you leave that, then how many synapses? 2. And how many order neurons? 3. Did you get that? So keep both possibilities in mind. You can describe in 2 ways. Actually, there are 4 neurons you have seen. Okay, but you are not considering the final receiving neuron of the cortex. That is why you are saying 3-order neuron pathway. So there is no confusion about that? Okay. All right. This system is called dorsal column medial lemniscal system. Medial lemniscal system. All right. Which column are we talking about, my dear? This column is not appearing on the screen of the mobile. This column is only here. Okay. All right. So the term medial lemniscus. Okay. I said lemniscus. Lemniscus is a crossed bundle of the fibers. In this pathway, where do you see lemniscus? In the medulla. Where in the medulla? Second order neuron fibers are crossing, and after crossing they form a bundle. That bundle is known as medial lemniscus. All right? Okay. So the dorsal column system from the outside up to the brain is known as dorsal column lemniscal system, or the dorsal column medial lemniscal system. Okay, because it has a definite lemniscus maujood in that, and that lemniscus is medial lemniscus. Yes, Abdullah?
So we mean when we talk about lemniscus, we mean that the nerve goes from the right to the left?
Yeah, now you see, you are calling it lemniscus. Is it really fulfilling the definition of lemniscus? Is it a bundle of cross fibers? Is it sensory fibers? Say, taking sensations? Is it traveling in the brain mainly? So it is fulfilling the criteria. So it should be called as lemniscus. Okay? Because its position is medial, there are other lemnisci also maujood. You will call it medial lemniscus. Okay? So this system is now known as dorsal column medial lemniscal system, or dorsal column lemniscal system. Yes, Abdurrahim?
So the spinal pathway.
Yeah.
Is the fiber also lemniscus?
Yes. Okay. We'll talk about that, but we'll compare with it. Let us see. But are we all clear about the dorsal column system? Okay. Let us move on the other side, please, now. And we are now comparing the dorsal with the anterolateral system or the ventrolateral system. Okay, look at this column, spinothalamic pathway. When I say spinothalamic, you will definitely understand we are talking about the ventrolateral column or the ventrolateral system. Okay, now see, please, you are starting from the dorsal root axon. Okay, what do you mean by that? Where is the first order neuron? Here. Okay, central process is entering here inside. After entering, the central process is doing something. What is it doing? First synapse is maujood, yani second order neuron is present in the spinal cord, taqriban at the same level or mumkin a little above or a little below, it is maujood there. Okay, so second order neuron is present in the spinal cord. Is it different from the dorsal column system? Yes. This is one difference between this one and the other one. Okay, second order neuron. Okay, synapse, khalas. After synapse, what happens? usually crossing over to the opposite side. This crossing over is happening in spinal cord? Okay. What about the dorsal column system? Spinal cord? Crossing over? No. Crossing over in the brain. So the level of crossing over is also different. This is the second difference which is coming in. Alright? Okay. After that, going to thalamus. Thalamus, third order neuron present. Yes or no? Yes. And third order neuron is now projecting its fiber to the mercus finally. Okay? Alright. If it is projecting the fiber to the mercus, then it's going to the cortex. Alright? In this case, the pathway will be spinothalamic pathway, which is going to the cortex. Okay? Three order neuron pathway. 2 synapses, 3 order neuron pathway. Alright? Great. Now, sometimes the spinothalamic pathway, after that, from here, it does not go to higher centers or the higher area, but it may go at the same level in some other areas of the brain. Maybe in the midbrain, maybe in the pons, maybe in the medulla. It does not go. Some of the fibers don't go. If those fibers don't go to the highest level or the cortex and they go to other areas, is it still a 3 order neuron pathway? Yes. But is it a conscious pathway now? No. Then that component will be subconscious pathway component. Okay. If it is going to the highest level, then it is conscious. Okay. All right. Are we clear about the 2 pathways? Now coming to Abdur Rahim's question. Okay. Abdur Rahim asked that in the system you are not using the word lemniscus. Okay. Well, after crossing this bundle, okay, this bundle is forming here. What do you call this bundle as? Tract, because it is in the spinal cord. It is spinothalamic tract. Anterior spinothalamic or posterior. The word is lateral actually, lateral spinothalamic. Anterior or lateral spinothalamic tract. And as this tract enters into the brain, before thalamus, qabl thalamus, before thalamus, okay, still it is a bundle. Is it a bundle of cross fibers, yes or no? Yes. Can you call it lemniscus in that area? Why? If yes, why yes? And if no, why no? Yes, Abdullah is saying no and you are saying yes. I am coming to both of you. Yes, Abdullah?
Because the cross is happening in the spinal cord.
Alright, okay. But, okay. Abdullah is saying crossing over has happened in the spinal cord. That's why. What is the definition of lemniscus? Sensory fibers, cross fibers, traveling in the brain. Did the definition mention that the crossing has to be in the spinal cord? Is it lazim? It should be the cross fibers. Okay. The cross fibers can cross in the brain, and after crossing you can call them lemniscus, or a cross bundle which is traveling in the spinal cord and then it passes into the brain. You can change its name and you can still call it lemniscus. This bundle is the spinal lemniscus. You are traveling because it's coming from the spinal cord tract, so you call it spinal lemniscus. Okay. This name is not very famous like the medial lemniscus, because medial lemniscus name is mawjood in the description, isn't it? Here the name is not mawjood, but you are right. This is also a lemniscus and this is called the spinal lemniscus. Okay. But it is hidden. You don't see this name written here. Okay. So both systems have lemnisci. Both systems have distribution and you can compare them. And this is how you compare the dorsal column system with the spinothalamic pathway. Spinothalamic pathway means you're talking about anterior and lateral spinothalamic tract. Alright? Are we clear about that? Okay. Anatomy is clear to all of us, the pathways. How do we reach the cortex in both cases? Where are the crossing overs happening? How can we compare the anatomy? What is common and what is different in these pathways? Is it clear now? There are some commonalities also. Thalamus is a commonality, yes or no? 3 order neurons is a commonality. 2 synapses is a commonality. Yes. Finally reaching the cortex is a commonality, yes or no? Yes. But there are differences also, crossing over, not at the same level. Okay? The order neuron situation, not the same really. First order, okay, same. Second order neuron, not the same. Yes, yes, please.
Can you repeat, explain the synapse and
Synapse for both, very quickly. Sure. Dorsal column, okay? Central process. First synapse in the medulla. In the medulla there are two nuclei, nucleus gracilis and nucleus cuneatus. Okay? This bundle, Shabab, okay, one more thing from his question, we are coming back that we did not really mention. This bundle, okay, what should be the name of this bundle? Dorsal column. I want the name of the tracts. Fasciculus gracilis or fasciculus cuneatus. Okay, it's not maktub here, but you understand that. This is fasciculus gracilis or fasciculus cuneatus. If it is fasciculus gracilis, then it should be entering into nucleus gracilis. If it is fasciculus cuneatus, then it should be going to the nucleus cuneatus. First synapse is mojood here. This is the second order neuron of the pathway. The axon of the second order neuron crosses over to the opposite side and forms the lemniscus called the medial lemniscus. That goes up. Medial lemniscus finishes in the thalamus, and in the thalamus third order neuron is mojood. The third order neuron axon now starts and it will go on the same side and finishes in the cortex, and this completes the pathway. Is that clear?
so 3 nucleus and 2 synapses.
3 neurons, yes, and 2 synapses. Okay, so you are clear about the number of synapses, you are clear about the number of neurons, you are clear about the nuclei also mojood here. Give me a second. Okay, is that clear? All right. Here also, is it clear? Okay. Shabab. Now we are coming to a very important area, please. The time is very short. This spinal cord tractology is very long. We are trying to make it as simple as possible, but it's very complicated in the sense that it needs a lot of time to cover. Okay, and unfortunately we are short of time in these CNS module. You already know that. Okay, we'll talk about that later also. We are coming to the functions very quickly of the dorsal column and the anterolateral column. First we'll begin with the dorsal column. Functions, please. I'm just listing the functions of the dorsal column tracts, yani fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. Please try to understand. Now, Shabab, fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus, they are present on the left side and they are also present on the right side because there are two halves of the spinal cord. You have seen that in the picture. The sensations of left side will enter into the left fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus in the spinal cord, and the sensations of the right side from the body will enter into the right fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. Do you agree with this principle? Ipsilateral. Okay, great. Step by step, slowly we will move. Next thing. Fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus, be careful now. Fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus, they are carrying same sensations from one half of the body, exactly same sensations. Okay, then the question, just like I saw frowning over the face of moth, is that why? Okay, it doesn't seem logical really, it doesn't sound logical. That if they have the same function, then why 2 tracts are present really, isn't it? Now, okay, divide the body into 2 parts, okay, like this. From my umbilicus here, from the navel, I am dividing taqriban body into two halves. Okay, one half of my body is below and one half of my body is above. And look at the level above. I am saying above means till here. I am not saying above here. I am saying above till till the neck area of, you're looking at me, okay, not my inside, my outside. Look at my finger. This is my level. This is my starting level. So this is the upper part of my body and this is the lower part of my body. What I am leaving here is head and face area. This all head I am leaving, okay, because the sensations of the body, they enter into the spinal cord till this level, neck level. Head level sensations, face level sensations, they directly go into the brain. We are talking about right now the fasciculus, gracilis and cuneatus, yani spinal cord, isn't it? Alright? Are we clear? Okay, so if I am dividing the body into two like this, okay, listen, below the level of this umbilicus, from one side, this is the lower part of the body, my lower limb and some part of my abdomen here and inside this structure, okay. This is sensations from this area are going in fasciculus gracilis. Where are they going? Gracilis. The same sensations from upper part of my body, from here, they are entering into my fasciculus cuneatus. So fasciculus gracilis is carrying the sensation. Distribution is different only in the body, okay? Sensations are same. One bundle is receiving the sensations from the lower part of the body. The other bundle is receiving the sensations from the upper part. You know the meaning of the lower part. When I say lower part, you know the extent of the lower part. When I say upper part, you know the meaning of the upper part also. I have told you now. Upper part is not this part. Upper part is this part. Okay, my hand, my arm will come, my upper torso will come, this part, okay, and above this level. Alright, are we clear? So fasciculus, gracilis and cuneatus, I will now give you the collective function of these because functions are same. But the only difference is that I am saying, oh, I am talking about fasciculus cuneatus. Your mind will go for the upper part. When I say I am talking about gracilis sensations, your mind will go in the lower limb or in the lower part of the body. Alright? Okay. I am saying I am talking about the functions of the right fasciculus gracilis. So what I am talking about right now? Right lower part of the body. I am saying, no, I am talking about left fasciculus cuneatus. So what am I talking about here? Clear? Okay. Now the functions, please. The first function, this is reaching the level of your show. Okay? Very clear quality sensations. We are taking clear and quality sensations, very precise and very fine sophisticated sensations are carried in this dorsal column system. This dorsal column system is a special system, very special system. And the dorsal column system is finishing up in the cortex. What sensations? Number one. Do we have a pen here, Abdullah? Writing pen? You don't have it? Okay. It is there. I hope it works. Number one. I'm sorry, the color is fading, but I'll try. I just wanted to write the function so that you can make a list. Number one is fine touch. Fine touch. Fine touch. You know the meaning of touch. Do you know the meaning of fine touch? Light touch. No. Okay. Technically, we'll describe the meaning of the word light touch, Abdurrahim. We'll come back to your word, inshallah, we'll pick and describe. Okay. But right now, fine touch. Technically speaking, fine touch. Fine touch. Fine touch. Fine touch.
Like right? Like right?
Fine touch, Ryan. Okay, fine touch. You are testing me. Okay, you are checking my touch over some area of the body. Okay, you are saying, Okay, Mr. Wajid, don't look at what I am doing. I'll just check few sensations and you just tell me what I am doing and try to exactly tell me the correct answer. I say, okay, as you say, doctor. Now you ask me to turn the face or close the eyes or whatever, but don't look at the part where you are checking my sensation, okay? Now you are using a pointed object like a pen that I've taken, the pointed object, okay? And you, without telling me, touch my finger here, okay? Fingertip, pulp of my finger here. And you say, okay, what is that? You'll say, what is that? I'll say, you're touching me. Where am I touching? I'll say, well, you're touching on my finger. Which finger? I'll say this finger, middle finger. Which part of the finger? Well, the last part of the finger. This side or the front side? You say, no, this side, okay? So it means without looking, I am localizing the touch exactly, okay? Even though you are touching only at one point. Very focused, very little touch. But I am so sensitive about this touch that my brain knows the mapping of those receptors and that area, and exactly the brain will tell, okay? The brain receives the information and it will tell that, oh, you are touching this part. This is called the tactile localization, okay? My brain is localizing the touch, okay? Tactile means touch. Anything which is related to the touch is tactile, okay? So this is yours. I'll again take the pen. If you want to write anything, you can write. Keep continuing. So the first thing is tactile localization. Fine touch includes two things. Number one, A, tactile localization. I am sorry. Tactile localization. Number one. And you know the meaning of tactile localization. It means the ability to localize the touch. Okay? The brain's ability to localize the touch over the body, localize, perfectly localize, sharply localize the touch, and this is called the tactile localization, okay? Another thing, now I am doing another test, okay? Now, instead of one, okay, without telling me, my doctor will use two objects like this, two pointed objects like this, okay? And you have seen when you are doing geometry or drawing the circle, you use the compass, okay? And there is also one thing which is known as divider. You open it like this and you can place it, and there are two pointed tips for that, okay? You can close that divider very close, takriban almost close, 2-3 millimeter apart, and now you say, okay, again I am doing it, now you tell me what is happening. So you touch like this. You keep both the tips exactly at the same level, and at the same time you are touching. Okay. Now are you touching one spot or two spots? Two spots. Okay. I don't know that you are touching two spots. I have not seen that. You touch and you ask me, okay, Mr. Wajid, what do you feel now? I say, okay, you are touching me. What type of touch it is? What do you feel? Is it different from the previous one? Yes, I think you're touching 2 points on my finger, not 1 point, okay? Without looking, I can understand and I can differentiate that you are touching 2 points, okay? The distance is very little, only 2 millimeter, but my brain very sharply picks that now 2 points are being touched. If the 2 points are being touched, then this differentiation is known as two-point discrimination. What do you call it? 2-point discrimination. No use, it's gone. Okay, anyway, it's called 2-point discrimination. Okay, yani the brain's ability to understand that 2 points are being touched at the same time, okay, or 2 stimuli are being given. So when I say fine touch, it means 2 special qualities of touch. Awwal, tactile localization. Second is 2-point discrimination. This is the meaning of the fine touch. Okay? Fine touch does not mean that you are touching a person finely, like this, or very little. This is not fine touch. Fine touch means when your brain can localize and identify exactly the area or map out the area where you are touching. And there are two characteristics. Awwal is localization, second is discrimination. Are we clear about that? Okay. This is called fine touch. Fine touch is traveling in the dorsal column. Okay, fasciculus, gracilis, cuneatus. Fine touch. Where do you have the best fine touch in the body? For example, hands. But hands is a big area. Palm. Here, you're saying palm. This one? You're saying fingers. This is the finger. Tips. So you are reaching the last parts here. Yes. Fingertips are the most sensitive areas of the body where you can have the best discrimination and localization. Why? Why? What is so special about these fingertips? They are simple. Nothing special about them. We have skin all over. Yes, thank you very much. Receptors. Your brain knows your body through the receptors. How many receptors are موجود there? Maximum number of receptors are present here, which are being carried, the sensations from here, going to the brain. So the best distribution of receptors is موجود in this area. That's why you have the best localization and discrimination in this area. Okay? That's perfect. All right. Where do you have the least? Sole of the foot is still not bad really. Okay, the terminal parts of the body, extremities are good, both upper and lower limbs. Some other area, yeah. What do you say? Yeah. Back. I am back. Which part of my back? Top to bottom. Choose one part. Yes, back. He is right. Perfect. But we have to specify that area of the body. Okay? Yeah. Center of the back. Going good. It's here. Look, this part. Interscapular region, you know. This part has least number of receptors in the skin for the touch. Okay? It means localization is bad here. Bad in the sense, in fingers, you have only 2 millimeter, 2 millimeter distance, and you can feel the 2 points, isn't it? Here, you need to be about 60 millimeters, 16 or 17 millimeters, this much away. If you are little less and you touch this part, I'll say, I don't know, I think you are touching 1. Okay, even though you are touching 2. But I'll say I am confused really here, okay? I cannot tell you about that. So this part at the back, that has the least localization and discrimination. Did you get that? And all depends on, okay. Kebab. Are we clear about the function? First one, fine touch. Okay. Second thing is vibration. What do you mean by vibration? Vibration. What is vibration? Yeah, shaking you are saying. Okay. If I am shaking him like this, is it vibration? No, it's not. Vibration means something which is repeated very quickly, rapid alternate touch, touching and detaching like this. So it's going very high speed, okay? And you feel that. This touch and detach, touch and detach, touch and detach, okay? Well, this sensation is called vibration, rapid alternate touch, okay? This is vibration. This is also traveling in the dorsal column, okay? We can check vibration. If I am checking the vibration here, Where is it going? Specify. On this bone, I'm checking, I'm placing tuning fork over here. Zzz, I'm feeling it. So it means where is it going? Left what? Fasciculus what? Thank you very much. It's fasciculus cuneatus of the left side. If I'm touching it over this bone and I'm feeling it, right fasciculus